Alright, took it out of the bag. I figure I show you the actual board. Like I said, this has 4 RAM slots. They're all the same RAM, just different sizes, but the spec is exactly the same. This must be the heatsink for the GPU. And we got a alright. Got the keyboard, 2 USB ports there. Got the HDMI and optical, DVI, VGA, 2 more USB ports, and a second set of 2 USB ports with a Ethernet jack, and here's the sound ports. And that's it. Now, like I said, the processor goes in one way. See those 4 things there in the middle? Look underneath the CPU. Make sure you line it up, and it just drops in. And then after that, you slap on the heatsink on top, clamp it down, and that's it. By the way, these processors come with very detailed instructions of exactly how to do it. And this one here, there's a knot. There's an indicator on one of the corners. So if you look at the CPU, it's going to be really hard to tell, but compare the corners, compare the 4 corners, and look at the corner on the bottom right, this one right there. You're going to notice there's a little gold dot there, like a gold triangle. That one you're supposed to line up with one of the corners. And just to make sure I don't give the wrong information, yeah, that's what I thought. On here, it's going to be really hard to tell, but there is a triangle on this corner. That's how you can tell. You line those up. The gold triangle goes on top of that triangle there, and you just drop it in. So, here we go. Alright everyone, I'm about to do my PC build. I figure before I start taking everything out, I show you the before. And let me just put this down here. And this is everything in here. So like I said, this is a AMD Athlon 64. And the processor I got is the Athlon 2 X4, which is a newer version of the original Athlon, but is a quad core, 4 cores. So, essentially, if you have like a dual core or quad core, it's like taking, for like a dual core, it's essentially taking like 2 processors in one chip. Same thing with like a quad core, 4 processors in one, or 6 cores in one, or 8 cores, or how many cores you want. That's really the gist of when people talk about amounts of cores in processors. But yeah, what I decided to do is not reuse the graphics card. The integrated graphics is actually better than this one anyway, so less clutter. Same thing with the sound. Usually having a dedicated sound card is best, but in this case, the sound card on the motherboard is actually better. It actually does 7.1 and all that good stuff. Even though I won't really use it, but it's a better sound chip. And, less clutter. So, yeah, that's everything in here. The things I'm going to be reusing Um, I'm going to keep the power supply for now. I'll probably upgrade it down the line, but because I am taking a lot of things out, I don't think it's going to draw that much more power. In fact, it might even draw less now. But oh geez, only 380 watts. I thought that was more, honestly. I thought that was a bigger power supply, but I may have to upgrade that. But I'll see how it goes, though. Anyway, the hard drive I'll reuse. The two drives I'm definitely going to reuse because one's a Blu-ray drive. See? Blu-ray. And the other one's a DVD light scribe burner memory card. So, and the other thing I'm going to reuse is the wireless card. Now, I'm not a big fan. I hate wireless, but this room doesn't have an Ethernet jack, and I will have to rip the wall out for that. So here we go, and let's see how it goes. Alright, well, since I'm essentially doing the system build, and I just took the motherboard out. The motherboard's sitting right there. It's on the bed. Yeah, you're supposed to really put on those anti-static bag things, but I'm gonna throw it out anyway. It's empty out now. I left the disk drives and the memory card in there. And yeah, there is a fan in the front of it that blows in and the fan blows out. So this computer is pretty much set for no heat issues. This thing I should probably push out. I'll do that later. By the way, before I get to the thing real quick, what's also neat about this case is that this actually has a hole with a little funnel that goes directly over the CPU. So that way the hot air just blows straight out without hitting the wall inside the case. It just blows straight outside. So yeah, there's really no heat issues with this case. On to the motherboard. Let's do a unboxing. It's a user guide. I won't use that. I already have some. Here's the new cover thing for it. And here is the motherboard. Now, for now, I'm just going to leave it in this bag. Four slots for RAM. And this should be the same size, which it is. Now, what's different about this is that it only has two PCI slots. Here's the PCI Express slot, and you got this little small one there. Now, this one, you may be wondering, well, why is it so small? That one is going to be for, I don't have it. By the way, another part I'm going to reuse is this TV tuner. Now, this is a PCI. I made a mistake originally and got a PCI Express, which would go in that one there. But I'm not going to rebuy a new one. I'll just use this one. So, Yeah, if I knew that, I should have just waited. But that's how life is. But yeah. So let's put that over there for now. So there's the motherboard. So let me take that thing off and get it all set up.